Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sport on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program. Lots of excitement on the way as WTT Contender begins officially today in Lagos State, and a whole lot of competitions coming up. Afro Basketball Championship still on the way. The Tigers have been working so hard for them to go and defend their championship in Ivory Coast. That will be happening. We'll be starting later this weekend, so we'll be having all of those conversations. I'll be bringing you highlights of trainings that they have here in Abuja. But let us start from the home front, as always, as $100,000 WTT Contender as Lagos serves off. Looking at it now from those angles, let me bring you up to speed with the story. The WTT Contender Lagos 2025 is officially on the way, with qualifying rounds kicking off today at the Molade Okoya Thompson Hall, Teslim Balogun Stadium, Lagos State. Press conference on Monday, chairman of the local organizing committee, Wahid Oshodi, expressed gratitude towards table tennis for selecting Lagos as a host city for third consecutive edition. He emphasized the tournament's growing reputation and unique energy brought by the Lagos State fans. Oshodi, who also served as president of the ITTF Africa, highlighted the increasing competitiveness of tournaments driven by participation of top-tier international players. Event supervisor Mahad Ben Ahmed noted that this year's edition features players from Europe, Asia, Caucasian and Africa, underscoring the tournament's global appeal. So looking at it now, we are not just expecting the likes of Quadri Haruna alone to be participating in this table tennis competition. We are also expecting to see other likes, other individuals from all over the world coming to Lagos to battle it out for this $100,000 prize money at the WTT Contender, which will be kicking off in Lagos State. So we'll bring the updates as the events kick off, and when the set time, it's on for the kickoff. So moving on now, let's basketball as the Tigers brace for Afro Basketball title defense. The Tigers' captain Ami Okonkwo has expressed confidence in the team's chance of retaining their continental title, where the 27th edition of the FIBA Women's Afro Basketball Tournament tips off in Ivory Coast later on Saturday, which is 26th of July. Won the and playing the last four consecutive edition, with the last triumph being in 2023, which also saw Coach Rena Wakama's first tournament in charge. Other triumphs were recorded in 2003 and 2005. Okonkwo, who plays as a power forward, spoke about the team's readiness during their first training section in Abuja. Okonkwo was named the most valuable player for the FIBA 2023 Afro Basketball held in Kigali, Rwanda, where she led the team to win the fourth consecutive title and the sixth continental crown overall. So these ladies are very hungry, and I want to show you how hungry they are by bringing you a clip of the training section they had yesterday. Look how hungry these ladies are to defend their title. Here are the clips. Alpha Chief avec Yes, looking at those ladies now, we can see how ready they are to go defend their title, start the journey of defending their title come this Saturday. And I want to say a very big thank you to Mo Arena for providing the facility, and also Energy, Bullet Energy, for also, you know, being part of the support guys that help the team hydrate. So we see how ready these ladies are, and we're hoping they would be able to go and still defend their title. So moving on, still talking about ladies who are making Nigeria proud. WAFCON 2024 semi-finals features confirmed, as the two semi-final features at the ongoing Women's African Cup of All Nations have been confirmed. This follows the conclusion of the quarter-final matches played just over the weekend. Ghana needed penalties to eliminate Algeria after the game ended goalless after a 120-minute time being played. Cynthia Colonna emerged as the hero of the day, saving kicks from Marina Duffo and Isin Balon. The Black Queens will take on host Morocco in the last four. Later on Wednesday, next week Wednesday, the second semi-finals will see South Africa take on Super Falcons of Nigeria. Bayana also needed penalties to see off Senegal after the match produced no goals after 120 minutes. Still talking CAF and talking about semi-finals, Falcons are set to battle Bayana for the final spot. Super Falcons Justin McDonough and his South African counterpart Darius Elsa are fired up ahead of the Women's African Cup of All Nations semi-final showdown at Stade Lat in Casablanca later today. The highly anticipated clash pits 9-time champions Nigeria against defending champions South Africa in what promised to be a titanic battle. Nigeria has dominated the historic head-to-head record, winning 8 of their 9 previous 11 WAFCON encounters against South Africa and outscoring Bayana 16-5. However, the reigning champs are no longer the underdogs they once were, having memorably beaten Nigeria in the group stages of 2002 edition before lifting their trophy, their first WAFCON trophy. Then Magnu acknowledged the evolution of Elsa's side while showing respect for their achievement. So looking at this now, the Super Falcons are on a mission X and they are looking to win their 10th title. Now, who is standing from them, who is standing between them and achieving that goal is the current WAFCON champs. That's talking about the South Africans, Banyana. So how can this feature be? The feature is going to be later, is going to be played later today, and the Super Falcons are having a mission of winning their 10th medal. So they have South Africa to battle, and we're hoping to see a very, very good matchup. Looking at it now, the Super Falcons have actually had more numbers against the South Africans, meeting 11 times and winning 8 out of that 11. This is going to be their 12th emergence for them to battle each other and trade tackles. So we'll see what this matchup is going to bring in at the end of the day. The South Africans looking to defend their title, and then the Super Falcons looking to win their 10th title. Let's find out which among these two will make it out to the finals. So moving on, still talking football now, let's talk Nigerian Professional Football League, as Remo Stars rewarded for title success. Yes, the current defending champions of Nigerian Professional Football League have been rewarded. Remo Stars have been rewarded with a sum of 25 million for winning the 2024-2025 Nigerian Premier Football League title. The club's chairman Kunle Sonim announced the reward during a ceremony held at the Remo Stars Stadium yesterday. Midfielder Adedayo Olamilekun received a brand new car after being named the Sky Blue Stars Player of the Season. Meanwhile, Nigerian National League side as NNL side Beyond Limits were awarded 5 million for their recent victory in Gotham Cup in Sweden. Nigerian Women Football League as well, the Remo Stars ladies were also rewarded with 10 million naira in recognition of their impressive performance last season, which saw them reach the Nigerian Women Federation League Super 6 playoffs for the first time in the club's history. The Sky Blue Stars Supporters Club was similarly acknowledged with a cash award of 2 million naira. All of this now is actually very, very impressive coming from the team, because the prize money now from Nigerian Professional Football League has been increased to 250 million. Now, all of these cash prizes now coming in is actually giving more edge and for more players to come and sit in and also want to play and invest in our very own football competition. So looking at it now, this is very, very welcoming. We see the likes of Rivers United signing players from Egyptian side, and also we are seeing that very soon in the month of August that the MPFL season is also going to resume back. So we will see how all of this pan out as rewards are coming and players' welfare is highly being taken care of. Now we are not seeing in the just completed sports festival for the under 18 and under 20 that just completed in Abeokuta, there was no form of protest this time around of players and athletes not being taken care of. Now we are seeing the same thing happening in the world of football here in Nigeria, that players are also being taken care of. Now we are not going to be hearing results where players and athletes will say that teams and states are not taking care of them, their welfareism. Now it's a different ballgame generally. So kudos to the management and organizers of all of these tournaments for making sure that players, fans, both the male and female, and also the fans are well taken care of. So Remo Stars, congratulations, and we are waiting to see what you will do in CAF and also in the EPL come the 2025-2026 season. Moving on, still talking football, Eric Chang to name Eagles B squad today. The Super Eagles coach Eric Chelle will name his final squad for the 2024 CHAN tournament later today after 2 weeks of training in Ikenne, Ogun State. The rescheduled tournament will be played from August the 2nd to the 30th in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. Sources in the team's camp says they will play a final test game today before the 28 players in the camp would be trained. The Chile has invited an initial 35 players to camp for the tournament, but numbers have been reduced with time, and after 5 players became ineligible due to deals abroad, while one other player was dropped due to injury. The five players are Papa Daniel, Mustafa Warusu, Ojuntayo, Savio Isaac, and Abubakar Sadiq, and Philip Adejo, while the injured player is Rangers International's defender Ifeanyi Onyebuchi. Ahead of the final list, some of the players have admitted the pressure of making the final cut. Captain of the team through the qualifiers, Junior Nduka, spoke about the intensity of sections and juttles to make the final squad. So Eric Chelle is very, very serious, and he is ready to make his squad ready to pick out the squad that he will be traveling to go represent Nigeria. So we'll see how all of this will pan out and how he will be able to manage all of the squad. And then for those that couldn't participate due to the international engagements, have all gone back to their team. And for Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, who is injured, we wish him a very, very speedy recovery. We'll bring you obviously updates from the list that Eric will be making for this squad that will represent Nigeria in the championship. So moving on, let's go on a very quick break, and when we return back, we'll get right into the conversations around transfers. Stay with us. Yeah, many thanks for joining. If you're just joining, and many thanks for staying with us if you have been here with us for the first half of the conversation. Now, there's been a lot of conversations around Victor Osimhen, and finally the deal is done, and it came with a whole lot of clauses. You know what, when you want to rent a house or buy a car or something, maybe take a loan, that statement that his terms and conditions apply. All of those things were properly applied when it came to Victor Osimhen's case with Napoli and Galatasaray. Let me bring you up to speed with the story. Though excitement, Galatasaray head coach is excited and anticipates Victor Osimhen's arrival. Not just him, other team staffs and also fans in Turkey are expecting the arrival of Nigerian international Victor Osimhen. Galatasaray head coach Okon is looking forward to the return of Victor Osimhen to the club, as a Nigerian is on the brink of completing the high-profile permanent move to the club. The Turkish champions are in the final stages of negotiations with Napoli after a protracted negotiation. Brook confirmed that talks between the clubs are progressing positively and that only minor details remain outstanding. According to multiple reports, Galatasaray are prepared to pay a total of £75 million, with £40 million being paid upfront and a further £35 million due by 2026. The deal includes a clause barring Osimhen from returning to Serie A within the next 2 years, while Napoli will retain a 10% sell-on clause profit. That's the 10% clause profits that Galatasaray will be making. So they'll be taking 10% off whatever the amount is. So Osimhen also has already expressed his approval, having been impressive on loan last season with 37 goals in 41 appearances across all competition, a contribution that was instrumental to Galatasaray's domestic double success. Now, this is what I'm looking at. Why don't Napoli wants Victor Osimhen to be back to Serie A until the next 2 years? Are they scared of him, or they just don't want someone that's that they treated badly to come and hunt them? I really don't understand that. Well, and the 10% profit still that they want to take. All of this actually boils down to the fact that Victor Osimhen did not agree to take a pay cut. So all of the monies that Napoli feel they would have made if Victor Osimhen would have taken a pay cut, it's part of the 10% that they will be expecting Galatasaray to pay them. Looking at how crucial and how helpful Victor Osimhen was for Galatasaray in the just concluded season, I think he's worth every penny that Galatasaray are looking for to pay. By 2060, this deal is on a 2-year deal. This transfer detail is on a 2-year basis, and Victor Osimhen is looking to play 2 seasons there in Galatasaray. So at the end of the day now, there's a high chance that Victor Osimhen will be traded somewhere else, or he might still remain at Galatasaray, but still his name is actually going to remain, and hopefully if he gets to score more goals and set more records for himself, a lot of teams from Europe, even Serie A, would want him back, but I'm not sure Napoli would want to be in that conversation. So moving on, still talking transfers, La Liga could ban Barcelona from registering Rashford, which is another embattled player who has been on loan with Aston Villa and also has fallen out of love with his head coach Ruben Amorim. Talking about that now, Barcelona could face issues with La Liga over the registration of Marcus Rashford this summer. La Liga champions have agreed a deal to take Rashford on a season-long loan with an option to buy. The signing of England international could be announced as early as Wednesday. However, Sky Sports reports that Barcelona will be unable to register Rashford due to their ongoing financial issues. As a result, sales or loans will be required to free up space for Manchester United forward. Barca failed to land Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao this summer, as they could not assure the winger that he would be registered by La Liga. So looking at this now, this is another concern. Now Barcelona need to trade or send someone out on loan before Marcus Rashford would be able to be part of the team. So now Nico Williams was actually the first option. They wanted to buy him, but still, based on the fact that registration now to be part of the La Liga is also going to be a problem. But now, the fact that they didn't have who to sell or who to give out on loan, they can't be able to sign Nico Williams. And the same thing now is happening with Marcus Rashford. So if they don't find a way to make this happen, because the rule now in FIFA says you must sell to buy, and you must give out on loan before you can also get on loan. So you can't have a whole lot of good quality eggs and then expect more quality eggs to come into that same egg. So you need to let go of some eggs so that you can also onboard some other more eggs. So this is what is currently going on with La Liga and Barcelona, and that's the main reason why Nico Williams wasn't signed earlier on. So we'll see how all of this will pan out. The story is still obviously developing, and then we'll see how all of this will pan out when Barcelona would want to either sign Marcus Rashford, maybe send someone on loan, whoever. Hansi Flick has a whole lot on his text right now to do. He's going to pick out who he's going to send out on loan, or who he's going to be trading, so that he can onboard one of these two players, either Nico Williams or Marcus Rashford. So moving on, still talking transfer, Manchester United are still trying to hijack Gaia Corres's move to Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal have been sleeping on this one for a minute now, so Manchester United are weighing their option, because Manchester United do not have a striker as we speak right now. Manchester United are still trying to hijack Arsenal's bid to sign Victor Gyökeres from Sporting CF. The Gunners have failed to finalize the trade for Gyökeres so far, and SIC reports that United have been encouraged and have submitted a bid close to 70 million euros. With the Swedish striker is holding out on for a move to Arsenal, Sporting are likely set to accept the best offer from them. However, Arsenal are believed to be relaxed about the situation, as negotiations are very advanced and remain in pole position to complete the transfer. Gyökeres have saying gone on strike and vowed not to play for the Portuguese champions again. The 27-year-old was spotted third in Mojacal along with his agent last week, and is set to be he is believed to be desperate to join Arsenal this summer. So yesterday, if you remember, I brought you up to speed with the fact that Mikel Arteta has said he can't comment on a player that is not fully part of the squad yet. This is what he said. Manchester United are in the mix. For Victor Gyökeres, he wants to play for Arsenal. He has had his fallout with the Portuguese side, that's talking about Sporting Lisbon. So we'll see what will happen now. Where would he fit in properly? Would he fit in Arsenal? I think he will fit in Arsenal, and he loves Arsenal. From the stories and reports reaching us, he is ready to even take a pay cut to play for Arsenal. That's what he's looking to fulfill, but he has not made comments yet about Manchester United. How would this turn out at the end of the day? Because one thing is for sure, he has fallen out of sight with the former head coach his head coach in Sporting Lisbon, and he has fallen out of love with the city, and he's looking to move on. So let's see how he will be able to manage all of this. Where would he finally move to, as the transfer window is shutting down on a rapid pace? We'll see how all of this moves out, and we'll see where Victor Gyökeres will take his talent to. Still talking transfers, Xavi Simons takes decision on joining Chelsea. RB Lisbon's Xavi Simons have made a decision over a potential move to Chelsea at this end of this summer. Rather, this comes after Chelsea advanced their interest in Simons this summer transfer window. Simons is among the players the Blues are looking to add to the attack, and after the summer arrivals of Liam Delap and John Pedro. The 22-year-old scored 8 goals and provided 11 assists in the 2024-2025 campaign. He had attracted interest from the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal and other top European clubs. However, as reported by Matt Law of the Dailies, the Premier League West London club have targeted Simons as a realistic option. The report added that the initial agreements have been made with players camp, and the Dutchman would be open to move to the club World Cup champions. Meanwhile, Chelsea will have to sell some of their attacking players to make room for Simons' arrival. The likes of João Felix is set to leave Chelsea this summer, with Benfica interested in him, while Christopher Nkunku is expected to depart Stamford Bridge as well. So, like I already mentioned earlier, with the current FIFA rule, you must onboard some players before you can get fresher players. So that is what is actually currently going on. We saw Manchester City suffered lots of sanctions before earlier because of some things that they did in terms of trading and buying players. So now FIFA has kept it as a rule: before you onboard anybody, you must let go of some. We've seen some players that are set to leave. João Felix is set to leave, and also Christopher Nkunku is set to leave. So if a deal can be finalized for any of these players, then we will see Xavi Simons finding his way to Chelsea. So there's just so much more going on currently in the world of transfers, and even Manchester United has finally yesterday completed the signing of Mambro from Brentford, and that deal cost over 50 million euros to be completed. So there's just a whole lot happening. We'll be talking NBA Summer League immediately after this break, so you just stay with us as we bring you those highlights. Yes, like you all know, the NBA Summer League is here, and a whole lot of actions are going on. And now, the rookies and those that are in the second team that don't play most of the regular times are fighting and putting in the work to show that they have what it takes to play in the regular NBA season games. Now, the superstars like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, the likes of LeBron James, the likes of Stephen Curry, the likes of Draymond Green, the likes of Kyrie, the likes of Klay Thompson, all of these guys are in the gym working out, putting up shots to get themselves ready ahead of the 2025-2026 season. But the rookies now and the other younger guys are playing the NBA Summer League, which has been very, very interesting. Still, we'll be bringing you highlights of the game between Buxton that was played earlier hours of today, and also we'll be bringing you highlights of the game between the Tigers and Senegal in the 2023 Afro Basketball Championship that was played. So just to bring your mind afresh to what the Tigers can do in those situations or in those high class competitions. So a whole lot is going on in the NBA right now. Trades are going on, and a very big concern is trade conversation ongoing, where we might see Giannis Antetokounmpo finding himself in Golden State Warriors. And if you have the mix of Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green and Giannis Antetokounmpo on that squad, then there's a very, very big problem. That means we are looking to see the 2023, 2013, 2014 and 2015, 16, 17 Golden State Warriors, where we saw the likes of Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson and DeMarcus Cousins on the same squad. So you know how they went, defeating LeBron James and the Cleveland back-to-back in 2 NBA finals. So that will be very, very crazy, and that team will be a cheat code in the NBA for the 2025-2026 season. So let's just bring you highlights between the games of Bolton Celtics and the Bucks, as well as we'll bring you highlights of the games that was played between the Tigers and Senegal. This is how I say goodbye to you on today's edition of Talk Sports. My name is Samuel Odi.